Coach.
That's me. From the other set, I know who's here. I know the gang.
Well, recap the, gosh, I hate to ask you this one, but recap the Kentucky game. What stands out from you, good and bad?
Well, it's funny you say it. On Monday, we always we do a good, bad, and ugly tape for the guys. You know, the good were, we had 4 takeaways. That's positive. That's been a point of emphasis. Over the last 2 weeks, we've had 6 takeaways, scored on one of them. And really, if that's something we can continue to do through the last month of the season, that'll help us, get back on track here. The bad was probably some of the missed opportunities. I mean, I felt like Mike Abernathy and Nigel Warrior both might have had balls hit him in the hands that would have made impacts, would have made differences. Mike was kind of on a slant, and it was an incomplete pass. And then, right before the last touchdown, Nigel had the ball. Neither of which I want to make sure would have been easy interceptions, but I always joke about Charlton Warren. Every ball he throws in ball drill is a bad ball drill. So, I thought those guys had a chance maybe to intercept those, and those are ones that you need when you're in a situation like we are. Those are the ones that can't slip through your fingers. And the ugly was, I thought it's funny, again, they had 360 yards, and 180 of them came on 6 plays. It's explosive plays. 6 plays accounted for 180 yards, and the other 50 plays accounted for 180 yards. So, you sit there and you go, this guy's going to have a winning grade, this guy's going to have a winning grade, this guy's going to have a winning grade, and everybody at the end of the game looks up and it's, has a pretty good grade, but there's those 6 impactful plays, where, we're too far up the field and Snell cuts it back for a long gain. We did that twice. Quarterback run around the edge, quarterback scramble on a 3rd and long, wildcat pass. Those are the 6 plays that were impact, and 3 of them, led directly to touchdowns. And then obviously the sour taste in everybody's mouth will be the last drive of the game. We played pretty good from the end of the first quarter to the middle of the fourth quarter. Created some turnovers, got some 3 and outs. Really did a good job, and then just really didn't execute with the game on the line like we needed to.
Well,
was that good enough?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
What specifically with Steven Johnson? What kind of difficulty did he present to you?
He's a good athlete. He's an experienced quarterback and did a really good job. And you could tell when he came back out from being injured, what he meant to the team. And in many ways, it's about his. I choose sometimes. Everybody's in the blame game nowadays, but it's really more. He executed well with the game on the line, and we didn't. And he made 2. In the last drive specifically, he made 2 good quarterback runs. One was one we had a corner blitz on, and we tackled the dive, and then he kept it around the end, and we didn't do a good job maintaining contain. And on the other one, it was an unbalanced play, and I think he just kept that on his own. I don't even think it was a read-type play. They actually ran a counter that we fit up really well, and the defensive end of that side kind of got nosy, and he ran around the edge, and we had a couple people in position to maybe tackle him before he got to the end zone, but we didn't do it. So, give the kids some credit. They're finding a way to win games, and we need to be able to do that. I was impressed with our quarterback. Our quarterback completed a 4th and 25 and then scrambled and had enough wherewithal to get out of bounds and have a Hail Mary and shit. Within, what are we, a yard and a half, 2 yards again to win in that game. So, it's crazy, right? You go back, Florida and Georgia are what they are. Or, Florida, Georgia, and Alabama games are what they are, but you go back 6 seconds against Florida, maybe a last second against South Carolina, and 10 seconds against these guys. We're sitting here feeling a certain way about ourselves as men and as a team and as a program because of 20 seconds. 20 seconds. That's what we're really talking about right here, right? And I'm very impressed with this coaching staff, and I'm very impressed with the kids that came to work today. And everybody's got a focus and ready to go out in Neyland Stadium Saturday night and play a good Southern Miss team.
Coach got a lot of questions today about his conversation with John Creed. What's a day like Sunday like for a member of the staff?
Honestly, it was business as usual. We came in, we graded the film, and then we got on to Southern Miss. Nobody's stupid. And we all know what's going on. But like I said, I choose rather than to look at that, to look at the opportunity we have to go out in Neyland Stadium Saturday night. And the thing I say this to you guys a bunch. I think it's important that we all keep our eye on the ball. Coaches, I always say this, coaching is what I do, not who I am. And I think I say that for all the coaches too. So I can only speak for myself, but I think I know these guys well enough. We're good men, teachers, leaders, role models, the way we conduct our lives. Nobody involved is happy with the results we've had the few weeks. Nobody. But I assure you that we came to work yesterday, corrected the issues from Kentucky, and are working as hard as we can, to beat Southern Mississippi. And that's really all it was about. And like I said, I mean, it's we understand what we signed up for. When you come to coach football or play football at University of Tennessee and you put the power tee on, there's a certain level of expectation. And we understand the record doesn't match that. But we're working hard and we're continuing to move forward. And to me, the challenge right now is to, there's a lot of positives things. A lot of good young players played the other day. And the challenge for us is to get number 4 and put ourselves in a better position to get towards a bowl game.
You said it's business as usual. How do you kind of keep that for the players as best as you guys can as coaches?
I think it's easier for the players than us. I mean, I just my opinion. They seem very resilient. They put the game behind them pretty quickly, and today was as good a meeting and as good a Monday practice as we've had. I mean, the kids were focused. They were on point. Southern Miss presents a tremendous amount of. They present some real issues on both sides of the ball, and our players were locked in as we went over some of their game plan and some of their scouting report and move forward. I think they're really excited. I think they all genuinely want to do well, and they recognize that again, you only have so many more opportunities that we're guaranteed. And to be in Neyland Stadium in front of a homecoming crowd this weekend, I think they want to put forth their best effort.
Austin Smith get a lot of reps once Daniel Batuli was out, and how did Austin do back in linebacker shoes again?
He didn't. He did. He got a couple because when they went to 12 and bigger personnel groupings, he got in the game for those type of things. But because of what they were doing, we were more nickel personnel in the game. But he's back and he's doing better. I mean, we'll have Daniel back this week, so that's good. Balin Buchanan, I think, will be back, so that's good. We need some depth in the secondary, and like I said, I'm excited to see us put together a complete game. I know I sound like a broken record saying it every week, but I'm sure you guys would agree. I mean, there's 45, 50 really good snaps of defense on that film, and there's 5 or 6 arguably catastrophic snaps of defense. And a lot of times it's even the same play, and you just go, oh, come on, or something stupid like that, or it's 6 inches here, it's a step there, it's a foot here. And if we could just minimize those mistakes and continue to not miss those opportunities where the ball's on the ground and there's an opportunity for an interception, if we can make something happen and continue to be consistent in that approach, I think we have a chance to have a good finish this season.
One more. Plenty of plays for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, you also have ejection, the incident in Alabama. How do you kind of balance his aggressiveness on the field while also making sure he doesn't do this?
Yeah, that's and we've talked about it as a coaching staff. We talked about it to the players, not just Rashawn, but everybody. For every action, there's consequences. For every behavior, there's consequences, and he understands that, and he regrets what he did against Alabama. And he's an emotional player. He was excited for Daniel Batuli. If you actually watch the entire play, he makes one heck of a block. He hustles, and he does everything on the practice field and in the meeting room that you would want out of a player. The Kentucky game was a little bit odd because they gave players on both teams a first warning. After that kind of scuffle on the field after the special teams play, and I think both Batuli's and Galdens were, I don't want to say nitpicky, but they were more like, a face wash in a hockey game or something like that. And then because the referees were maintaining control of the game. And it wasn't like our guy got ejected and theirs didn't. I mean, there were 2 people involved in both situations. So it was more like a 5-minute roughing penalty than it was anything else. And again, we've talked to Rashawn about that and controlling his emotions and channeling him in a positive way. But he sure, you could make a strong case through the first, 8 games of the year that he's been our defensive MVP. And Batuli, he might have been a right up there too.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
That's it. All right.